Okay, GitHub. We need to talk about GitHub. Well, in the past few weeks, few months, GitHub has been experiencing a lot of downtime issues. It hasn't been reliable at all, and it's been causing a lot of issues for a lot of developers. Let me explain. And after so many incidents, GitHub was down again. Not for a minute, not for a blip, but for the majority of yesterday. On April 27, a search-related incident has happened and it made GitHub almost inaccessible. On their post-mortem article in here, they mentioned that on April 27, an incident affected our Elasticsearch subsystem, which powers several search-back experiences across GitHub, including parts of pull requests, issues, and projects, and that made almost the entire platform unusable. And it just doesn't come down to that because as we've seen, GitHub has been down for the entirety of the past few weeks to months, and a lot of developers, including me, have been seeing a lot of issues, a lot of downtime, and the platform is not what the platform we used to work with. And in my opinion, the biggest incident was on April 23rd when merge queue incident happened. And this was just not like any other downtime incident. It actually infected users' data, developers' data. So people and mostly enterprises that were using the merge queue feature to squash and merge PRs had produced incorrect merge commits. I mean, this line in here is so scary because this means the data integrity is no longer valid, and this is a big deal because GitHub is like a trusted source to keep our data, our source code, which is the main, pain points in truth source code of like big enterprise, big applications powered in systems from banking system to healthcare to big stuff. That if this data integrity is lost, that is just so scary. And during that window, there are like almost 700 repositories and like 2,000 pull requests were affected. And the cool part is because GitHub was not planning for this, they could not automatically restore that. So developers were in big trouble. And the load, it's not you and it's not me. The main driver for this rapid change and the issues that are happening with GitHub is the agentic development workflows and how agents and LLMs are taking over the world and pushing more code than humans ever did. And it's clear to see in here, this chart that was released by GitHub postmortem article in here is absolutely scary because you can tell that the amount of pull requests that were pushed in 2026 alone, and we're already like just 5 months into 2026, and it was like crazy compared to the previous years like 2023, 2024, 2025. This one has 90 million pull requests that were merged. Can you imagine this crazy number? The amount of commits is in billions, not millions anymore. 1.4 millions, billions. And the new repositories per month are 20 million repositories created on GitHub per month. So this tells you like a lot of things are changing and GitHub needs to act fast. Otherwise, it's going to actually lose a lot of customers and developers, including, I think it's already lost a bunch. And those developers, or I'm going to say like founders, big influencers in the tech community are already leaving GitHub. So for example, Mitchell here, who is the founder and creator of Ghosty, which is a very famous terminal that we all used. And he was also the founder of HashiCorp, if you're familiar with HashiCorp. But he posted yesterday because all the issues I've been seeing with GitHub and we've been experiencing that Ghosty is leaving GitHub. I'm GitHub user 1299. Like, this is crazy. And he joined GitHub in 2008. And he also says that I visited GitHub almost every single day for over 18 years. That is just a scary number. It's never been a question for me where I would put my projects, always GitHub, as we all did. I'm super sad to say this, but it's time to go. His tweet got almost 2 million views in like less than 24 hours. And a lot of cool people and developers are leaving GitHub for good. And Mitchell gave a pretty detailed explanation on his article on why he's leaving GitHub for good. On his article, he mentions that GitHub is the place that made him the most happy. I always made it time for it. I went through, tough breakups. I lost myself in open source on GitHub during college at 4 a.m. when everyone is passed out. Let me get one commit during my honeymoon while my wife is still asleep. Yeah, GitHub is where I've historically been happiest and wanted to be. So yeah, the guy has like a phenomenal experience and backstory with GitHub. He's passionate about GitHub, so he's been using GitHub for 18 years, and that is a crazy number just to use and follow every single day, one platform. And also that GitHub was his dream job. He didn't even, like, he never got the chance to actually work there, not their faults, but it was like the perfect place that he wanted to work. The engineers were incredible, the product was incredible as well, and it was something I lived and breathed every single day. I still do and consistently have for those 18 years, enough time for an entire human to become an adult, all on GitHub. He didn't mention exactly where he will be going after leaving GitHub. He's probably going through like with different discussions with multiple providers, both commercial and FOSS. So yeah, it's very interesting to see exactly where Mitchell is going to land and where Ghosty is going to land particularly, because that will like, you know, influence a lot of products and open source projects to do the same. And yeah, it's not just Mitchell. Theo has been going and talking about how bad and down GitHub was in the past few months. I've seen a lot of his posts, and one of the most recent posts, it was yesterday, April 27th at 9 p.m. He posted that GitHub has been down for most of the day, and that's like the April 27th incident that I talked about. He's tired of this, never been so ready to move on. And that's actually so sad as well. You see in here, the GitHub status page in here, it tells you that literally almost everything is down. And honestly, if you look at this from a completely different perspective, GitHub is really controversial, and it's a big platform, and it's handling a crazy amount of load. Believe me, it's not like the application that you just vibe code. This platform is handling millions to billions of requests every single hour, every single day. And as Amjad posted on his Twitter, saying that it's honestly impressive that GitHub kept the service up at all, given this kind of growth. And the kind of growth he's talking about is the AI agentic like kind of growth. And he also mentioned that he predicted this years ago, that free services will become unattainable with the advance of human-level bots. And I think this is pretty accurate, that now we see it just like a few months in after agent encoding has gotten into a good place and a lot of people started using it. Cloud Code, Codex, like those crazy amount of numbers and cheap subscriptions. Now people that use, you know, agents encoding, including me, including you watching the video, we all do. And now it's actually changing everything. Now it's crazy just to think about, like, I can't, you know, spend my day going on without doing agents encoding, without using Cloud Code or Codex or any other model. And so do every other developer nowadays, majority of them. And that's actually what making GitHub degrade so damn much. And I think as Amjad in here mentioned or advised for like a quick solution, is worth exploring micropayments. Even cents per Git push might be enough to reduce spam and make this sustainable. I think that's actually pretty good. And maybe what I also think about is like verified accounts who could still, you know, still use the GitHub platform for free and everything, but the verification has to involve like a human in the loop. So you cannot create a profile or technically verify a profile and GitHub, or create like, you know, GitHub repositories for free and push commits without having another human in the loop, where you can verify your portfolio or profile, maybe send them your ID, have like a, you know, a screening like what bank accounts do nowadays to fight those weird bots. And I think this is the solution moving forward, because now bots are like controlling GitHub accounts, are pushing a lot of code, are doing crazy amount of stuff. And if GitHub doesn't fight this soon, it is going to be crazy. So the main GitHub's structural problem is not how it just is built and the growth it's seen or the infrastructure workload that it needs to improve. It's not only that, but the other bottleneck now is like, because as we all know, GitHub was bought back in the days with like Microsoft, and Microsoft invests in OpenAI. Microsoft has a roughly 27% stake in the AI company of OpenAI, and they have actually invested, since like you see the total funding in here from Microsoft, invested a total of $13 billion in OpenAI since 2019. I mean, $13 billion is not a small number at all. And of course, they want to get, you know, money worth of their investment. They want to get back their money. And since now they control one of the two largest companies in the world, OpenAI and GitHub is the place where every code lives. OpenAI is like frontier AI models and coding and stuff. They want to get back their money. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to use GitHub to be the frontier of like Copilot and integrate AI right into the heart, but they're not taking into consideration how bad this is going to infect other people that are just using GitHub for regular development, for regular, software engineering, day-to-day development, pushing code, commits, PRs, reviewing PRs, those critical parts that made GitHub important part of like every single company's workflow and developers' workflow. And I think this moving forward, if GitHub and Microsoft doesn't sort this out properly and they put a right plan or a correct plan for like controlling where to include AI and how to include AI, and maybe create a separate platform, a separate subsystem for that AI to properly ensure that GitHub still works fine, I think that would be a big problem moving forward. And as GitHub now has more than 180 million developers active, I think every single month, and it adds almost 36 million new developers every single year, I guess. So that's why Microsoft is treating it as an infrastructure instead of like a platform made and built for developers as it was originally made for. Because as we all know, GitHub now has like are worth $8 billion. And this is all thanks to the people that built open source projects like Ghosty, projects like Call.ai, I don't know, HashiCorp. There are millions of open source projects that power GitHub, and a lot of developers visit GitHub just because those are those important, like GitHub open source projects. And now those developers and those projects are being treated as just like numbers, as infrastructure for their AI systems to train their new models on, or to sell them new AI subscriptions or something like that. And this is making things go really bad for GitHub. All right, so if GitHub is broken, where should we go? As developers, where should we migrate to? What is the other perfect platform that we should move all our projects to? Well, technically, that is not an easy question and not an easy answer at all, because there is no perfect platform yet compared to like what GitHub offers and how free GitHub is and the amount of features that GitHub gives you nowadays. So there are actually a couple of different options, from like open source, free, and hostable options. Like you can host on your own infrastructure, and that's what like a lot of people are doing nowadays. And I think it just makes it better and more reliable, because it's like another infrastructure they have to take care of to make sure their projects is not like hosted or controlled by another third party that could go down any time of the day, like GitHub. So it's much better for them. So one of the alternatives in here I've been like actually looking at, and I really like, and a lot of people are moving towards, is the Codeberg. So Codeberg is a nonprofit, and that's actually very important. It's community-led effort that provides services to free and open source projects such as Git hosting using Forgigo and Pages. I don't know if I'm spelling this Forgigo correctly or Forgigo. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm spelling this incorrectly, but you got the point in here. And is non-profit, and that's actually very important. If it's non-profit, it is based in Berlin, Germany. It has almost like 500k projects, 300k users. So if these numbers are correct, I think this is pretty interesting. There are other alternatives as well, like GitLab, as you already know. It's like a direct competitor of GitHub. I've only used GitLab once in my life, but I've heard a lot of bad things recently about it as well. And I don't think GitLab is actually doing any better than GitHub, because honestly, if you go to their status page in here, you're going to find a lot of errors, like vulnerability reports, a lot of vulnerabilities here and there. There's degraded performance. It's just like if you go through history, like you see failures when GitLab runners pro container images and yada yada yada. So having a platform like GitLab or GitHub is not an easy thing, and it takes a lot of efforts for maintaining and make sure the website runs 24/7. And also it requires a lot of investment, because it requires a lot of infrastructure, and especially if you provide free stuff as both of these platforms. Another good alternative is like a hostable, I think it's free and open source as far as I remember. It's Github, and they also have like a cloud tier in here for companies and stuff. So maybe it's much more reliable and better. Let me know if you guys had a chance to try one of these. I never had a chance to try any of these, but I think things are changing. I'm gonna start actually trying one of these, because I think the day is coming where I leave GitHub too. I don't have these big projects that I'm using GitHub for, but you never know, right? I mean, choosing the right platform is really what matters nowadays. Oh yeah, do you know the Zig language, the very famous ziglang.org, the general purpose low-level programming language that took the world by storm. Well, they migrated from GitHub to Codeberg a long time ago. And actually seeing this interface and seeing how fast it loads when you refresh, you can still see stars. I think I need to sign in and log in. I'm going to start trying Codeberg right after this video. But it is interesting seeing people going there, and you can clearly see like the amount of stars at 4.3K already inside of Codeberg. That tells you a lot. That a lot of community of developers are moving inside of Codeberg. So that's actually a pretty interesting shift. So let me know guys what you think about GitHub. Are you moving away from GitHub? Did you face those like downtime issues with GitHub? Yeah, I'm just curious to see like exactly what you got. And have you ever tried any alternatives? Because I'm willing to look forward, as you know, I want to see more alternatives and I want to try more alternatives because I don't want to be locked into GitHub. Obviously, I'm a big fan of GitHub. My entire profile is there. I have a lot of projects. I have a decent amount of followers as well. So, and yeah, I work daily on GitHub. Like, I can clearly see my charts in there. So, guys, we need to do something. And I really love GitHub. So, like, first thing for me, I would love for GitHub to get better soon and more reliable because, yeah, it's a great platform. I hope that Microsoft doesn't ruin it, doesn't make it the next Teams or the next Microsoft Word or something like that, or the next Windows, because who uses Windows anymore? I freaking left Windows, I think 5 or 6 years ago, never went back to it, never going back to it. Linux and macOS are the only thing that you need, and Windows is just crap. And I imagine with the latest AI things that Microsoft has been doing with Windows, it's just going to be much worse. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This was just a quick discussion. Maybe not so quick, but let me know guys what you think. And yeah, that was GitHub in action. All right, see you all hopefully next one.